Lightweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 17 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Salzburg, Austria, the Austrian Wonder Boy, Ismail Naurdiev. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 26 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Belém, Para, Brazil, Michel Dr. Prazeres. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Goddard.
Our Octagon Ranger is Mark Goddard. The two fighters in their position for this welterweight contest. Michel Prazeres versus Ismail Naurdiev. And they are underway. Naurdiev in the red, Prazeres in the grey.
Don't blink. Do not blink. I'm expecting spinning kicks, wild kicks, or that. Exactly that. Prazeres to clamp onto his opponent and put him on the floor against his will and be able to control him on the mat. That's what he's the best at. I mean, if we get to see Naurdiev come out of this first clinch, we've got a real fight on our hands, because most people can't deal with that kind of strength of pressure that they get put under in that first few minutes from Prazeres.
Prazeres closing the distance very, very quickly indeed. He may well have seen the highlight reels that Naurdiev has managed to amass in his time, but the leaner, more slight fighter doing very well with that whizzer.
Yeah, great balance so far. Look at that power, though, control, but great work back to his feet immediately from Naurdiev. It might be exhausting, but he has to make sure he's constantly getting back to his feet in this fight. If he gets caught on his back for a second, that might be the end of the night for him. Swinging hard with these hands.
Prazeres 10-2 inside the octagon. The debut for Naurdiev, as he throws in some leg kicks to try and slow down that forward momentum of Prazeres, who comes back looking for a double leg, switching it up. Lovely work down.
Very impressive
by Naurdiev.
Very impressive. I actually thought he was going to struggle in this first round. Is he going to look to set up a little Arnold Allen ninja choke?
Little ninja choke. You've got to have a big biceps like Arnold Allen to do that.
This is great defense, and this is going to be discouraging from Prazeres, who's at the moment forcing the takedown and not having any success, and his arms are filling up with blood and lactic acid, which is going to make this more and more difficult as the fight goes on.
That said, Prazeres is, I believe he's a 3rd degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so those ranges is something that his body is very used to, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's a difference, though, when you're in a fight and when, I mean, you've got to think the amount. Oh, no!
He's stumbling. Forces Prazeres to shoot.
This is a takedown of desperation here for Prazeres. Can he get his hands together?
Nice chin strap there from Naurdiev, who's really doing nice work with that frame.
Nice takedown. Can Naurdiev get back to his feet from here? It's like being trapped under a house.
I'm thinking of the Wizard of Oz now, Dan, and seeing the legs appearing underneath. It's kind of a bit like that.
I'd imagine it would feel like that. Beautiful bridge.
Wow, look at the explosion.
Very good. Fast and powerful, but Prazeres is going to start looking at bumping out and isolating the leg, I would think, here.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Austrian Wonder Boy. Beautiful work. Interesting fact, Dan, Prazeres beats Mirbek Taisumov. Taisumov lives in Austria. He is also of Chechen descent, exactly the same as Naurdiev. And they want to get one back. They want to get one back against Prazeres. And there's a lot of people in Russia watching this fight right now, hoping for that very outcome.
Well, I think they're going to be happy with this first 3 and a bit minutes of the fight so far. Naurdiev looks a lot better than I was expecting in this first round.
Moves to the mount. I do not think that the Prazeres corner were expecting this.
Wow. This would be a real upset.
Prazeres trying to get his shoulders to the mat. To come out of that choke, he does so, turns around. And he's going to take a breath here, Dan.
Plus 450 underdog as well, Naurdiev.
Plus 350, yeah.
Plus 350. I mean, somebody's rubbing their hands together watching this performance now.
Ka-ching,
right?
Quite possibly.
I mean, even if he stalls this next minute, John, even if he stalls this next minute and doesn't take any damage, I would say he's won the first round. That's a big statement to start with. A big statement. Stuff takedowns, reverse takedowns, hurt Prazeres with pinpoint accurate strikes. Prazeres is, I mean, he's literally in a defensive mode at the moment. He's not working to progress the fight. He's just trying to control and clear his head.
Prazeres said he is respectful of Naurdiev's game, but he sees the ground assaults as his passage to victory. But at the moment, that is not a clear passage.
Nice short elbow there.
Yeah, Prazeres is looking to hit that switch on his left arm, but
I'll be honest, there doesn't look to be a great deal of power in those shots already. He seems to be tired already, John.
Last few seconds in this first round. We'll be back in 60 seconds with round number 2.
Toujours derrière long. Toujours derrière long. Toujours derrière long. Aham. Aí Where's Flash? Flash?
Breathe. Okay, but you're back on the cage. Don't throw water. You saw the best. He did the best he could now. He gave the best. Keep that guard up. To waste you too much to put him down. You're doing it to the wrong leg. You have to go to the same leg that you got his leg. Without wearing yourself out. He's waiting to knee you.
it's a Big 12 college hoops matchup as number 19 ranked Iowa State Cyclones head to Fort Worth to take on TCU. That's coming up next on ESPN2. Round number 2. A reminder, Prazeres in the white, Naurdiev in the red. Naurdiev coming in on late notice in place of Ramazan Emeev. But he looks fit and ready for this opportunity.
I would say that was a real eye-opening first round for Prazeres and a real confidence builder for Naurdiev.
I'd agree with you there, Dan. And once again, Naurdiev doing well to find the soles of his feet again.
Big left hook over the top from Prazeres there, who's now trying to back his man up against the fence. Expect a faint punch and level change here.
At just 22, Naurdiev has a lot of friends around the world. He's trained over at American Top Team, over at Tiger Muay Thai, at All Stars as well in Sweden. Been seeking out the very best training since he was a teenager. That brought him his 17-2 professional record. Very impressive indeed. Mark Goddard warning about the fingers that can potentially go in the eyes. So a fingers outstretched moving towards your opponent is a foul.
This is where the short notice fight gets interesting for me, John, because Naurdiev put a lot of effort out in that first round. Both of these guys are tired coming into the second, but you've got to think if Prazeres has done a full training camp, his recovery is going to be better between rounds, which means that now, with Naurdiev looking so tired, Prazeres might be able to find his breath and get back into this fight. I mean, he's moving forward now. Not a great deal coming back from his opponent at the moment.
Once again, Prazeres with the body lock up against the fence, and we look at the significant strikes, triple the output there from Naurdiev. Prazeres landing just 10, but his game plan doesn't seem to be that, Dan. If he's throwing strikes, it's to close the distance.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. He definitely wants this fight on the floor, especially after that first round. I mean, even a tired Naurdiev is still able to get those legs up and kick Prazeres in the head quite easily. Good flexibility, good hip dexterity. Just happens to be fighting an opponent that's 5'6" as well, which makes head kicks much easier.
A bit of a sacrifice throw that went wrong there, right, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to think someone that's built like Prazeres is probably bullying people in the gym with you know, 80% technique, 20% physicality. If the technique's failing here and Naurdiev is able to keep getting back to his feet, then there's a strength deficit that's going to be relevant in these ongoing takedown attempts. Now, this is much better from Prazeres. A beautiful scramble again.
Lovely. It is worth mentioning that Naurdiev is a 5-time Austrian wrestling champion as well, so his background is in wrestling, but then you've got to add in his K1 fights as well. He's the Austrian champion in that discipline. He really does have it all, as we're seeing right here.
Maybe that's where it gets a little misleading, calling himself the Austrian Wonder Boy.
Yes. Sometimes you've got to throw them off their center.
yeah. I should have called myself Kurt Angle.
A guy I know who is very good at jiu-jitsu used to turn up to jiu-jitsu competitions in the most ragged shorts and t-shirt you can find. Everyone else is in their best branded rash guards. The guy would just jump straight into mount and submit you in seconds.
I'll stand up from Mark Goddard here.
Stand back.
Not enough.
Stand back.
For Goddard as they...
He'd make a good conditioning coach, wouldn't he? He'd make a good conditioning coach, Mark.
Yeah, I get told off by Mark all the time, so I wouldn't want him to coach me in any aspects.
I mean, Naurdiev had a great first round. Really seems to be struggling now. He's reaching out with that lead hand as well, which Mark Goddard's told him a couple of times now to keep closed.
Yeah, Goddard will not be afraid to take a point if that becomes multiple offences. So Prazeres now maybe feeling the energy leaking away from Naurdiev. Last 40 seconds.
Let's work, guys. Stay busy.
Prazeres now not really with much output here against the fence either. And Mark Goddard splits them up.
Both of these guys are exhausted. It was a big first round. Last 20 seconds in the second. Much more difficult to score this second round. Takedown for Prazeres, but striking and a reversal from Naurdiev.
Jumping switch kick when you're tired, Dan. That's what the Austrian Wonder Boy's got. Looks like we're going to see a third round. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Let's put our heart in it now. Let's sit down. We got to put our heart into it. You have to try more for his waist. He's hard to put down. We have to take it now. Let's go get him. Let's breathe. He's also tired.
Welcome back to Prague. Dan, talk us through some of the replays of the action.
Well, we can see here Prazeres working that single leg. He was able to get the fight to the floor, but Naurdiev was able to reverse it. And then here we can see Naurdiev throwing a lot of jumping knees. I mean, he was trying to catch Prazeres as he was level changing, but both guys fatigued. See, just wiping that excess water off Prazeres here. Both of these guys have got 5 more minutes. Mark Goddard having a word.
Round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. And Ismail Naurdiev was trying to get the crowd up and behind him, or certainly behind the bouts. He also had to take another warning from the referee. Nice sense of sportsmanship about this contest. I can't help but feel, Dan, that Prazeres is now struggling as well, because he didn't expect Naurdiev to do just as well as he did in round 1. It might have given him a little sense of panic as to whether he's got the right kind of strategy.
I agree. I think he felt like he would be able to come in and take this fight to the ground very quickly, especially if you watch that loss on Naurdiev's record from a few years ago, where he was taken down in control. But lessons were learned from that fight clearly for Naurdiev. He looks like a much more mature fighter now, much better at disengaging the striking and focusing on defending the takedown to keep him in the range that he wants to fight.
So Naurdiev bounced his legs and arms off of Prazeres. Prazeres just wandered forward into this position on the body lock.
Prazeres has got the body lock here, but he's unable to get his opponent off the fence.
Second time, guys, let's work, please do something.
Referee imploring the fighters to work from this position.
Outside reach, possibly. Maybe even looks to circle to the back.
It looked like he was just about to get that reap as well, Dan. But they have been separated. Let's take a look at the stats on takedown defense in Naurdiev's debut in the UFC. 83%, 10 of 12.
And the two that he was taken down, he was on his back for, maybe 60 seconds before he was able to bridge and bump up. Look at this beautiful balance here from Naurdiev. Prazeres in a desperation takedown here. That's not a strong position to be in.
Once again, Naurdiev trying to find his base, which he's doing. Prazeres is a big man when he's driving his weight into you. There you go. Finally, irons out Naurdiev. What can he do from his top half guard position?
Well, I mean, he's got to start using some ground and pound to at least stay on the floor. I mean, Mark Goddard knows that these guys are burning the clock now, so he's going to stand them up if they're not working. I would say that he's got to try and start using a pry here and get that half guard open so he can pass the side control. But yeah, I mean, if he does, as soon as he does that, he's got to expect Naurdiev to start bridging and escaping. Maybe he feels safer in half guard, but he's got to use this position if he wants to stay here.
Come on, guys, let's work, please.
So under halfway now in the third and final round. Prazeres looking to get a better bit of base in order to throw some strikes, I would hesitate to guess at. Naurdiev with his shoulders flat against the mat though, Dan, not really trying to get on a hip.
Well, Prazeres is doing a good job of controlling the underhook on this near side, John. Here's the bridge again. Really good work on that bridge.
Maybe that's what he was waiting for.
Is he in on a guillotine here? Can he find the neck of Prazeres?
Nicely seen by Prazeres as Naurdiev tries to circle to the back.
Good takedown time from Prazeres, but excellent takedown defense again from Naurdiev, who's now got Prazeres sprawled out here. If he keeps chipping away and Prazeres doesn't move, Mark Goddard will step in.
Naurdiev's got to be very careful not to hit the back of the head as Prazeres sits out. And he comes inside the arm to drop elbows. Nice work here from the Austrian wonder boy.
I just took a look at the replay of the knee as well that caught Prazeres on the way up. Perfectly legal knee, beautifully timed.
Oh, Prazeres is not defending this at all well.
No, he's bellied out now. I just think he's absolutely fatigued. This is great work by Naurdiev. If he can get a finish before this time runs out, be incredibly impressive. Young man, 22 years old, making his debut against a veteran like Michel Prazeres. Shocked everybody in the first round and was able to grind him out here into the third round. A tired performance from a late notice step up, but a very, very impressive one nevertheless.
And Naurdiev very much now running away with the top position stats as well. Up to about 3 minutes, I would imagine, in that top position as he's looking for more opportunities to land those elbows. Prazeres really does have nothing left as he's laid out on the canvas.
And the difference here, John, is when Prazeres was on top, he was holding on, whereas Naurdiev at least is chipping away at his opponent. Good elbows there. We've seen some shots to the body as well. Certainly a young man to keep an eye on, especially after a full training camp.
And there is the end of the contest. We'll be back with the official decision after this.
Drop down for me, yeah? Drop down for me. Drop down. Okay. Молодец, молодец.
Welcome back to Prague. Dan, talk us through some of the highlights of the fight.
Well, the highlight was the pace of the first round to begin with. I mean, the thing that surprised everybody was Naurdiev's resilience and ability to stop the takedown, and that started to open up those kind of opportunities. Look at this. Prazeres right back to his feet, eats a knee on the way up, catches a few more shots, and then was forced to level change, which put him in a bad position for the rest of the round.
Very difficult to look good against Prazeres. Bruce Buffer has the official decision. Let's get it inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-26, 30-27, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, the Austrian Wonder Boy, Ismail.
What a win for the Austrian